Hey guys, welcome back to Storytime with Kayla Jade. I am here again with Girthmaster for our part 2 episode. We're going to get into some more juice and stories, so I'm so excited. My client booked the get ready with. Oh my god, you guys. Let's do a pack my bag. See, you've almost finished my cocktail.
It's a pretty good cocktail.
It's not bad, and it's good for the, the juices, everything.
Coochie lover cocktail for a coochie lover.
Pineapple makes everything taste sweet.
And cranberry makes everything come out. So you did the big kid reveal the other day. Told the internet you have children.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, how do you feel after that? It must be such a load off your chest.
I feel like, it really is like such a big load on my chest.
Because it's a secret to keep, but it's not like a damaging secret. It's just like something you've held in and held you back, I'd say.
It never was a secret either. Like there was never a right time to be like, by the way, I have kids, when all I talk about is everything to do with like work and my job.
Yeah, it's not relevant to your content at all.
It wasn't relevant. And also like just their safety is number one priority for me. So I'm like, if I'm going to start talking about my kids on there, that's going to have people asking questions. And that's exactly what happened, Like I saw the online forums of people literally asking for photos of my children and stuff, which is insane to me.
But I will say I've seen like an overwhelming response of like respect for you revealing it.
Yeah.
And like respect you even more for doing everything you've been doing while also being a mother to 2 kids.
Yeah. It like because of them, like the other reason why like I work so hard, like if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't have made the amount that I did or had the like drive to like the ambition, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've always noticed that about you. Like you have such a drive, and it definitely has to come from you being a mother. Like you're like the fierce protector of your children.
Yeah.
And like just the motivation it gives you. Because I remember you telling me you used to be a PT, like back when we first met. Your job before that was a PT, and that was a grind.
That was a grind.
And I've just noticed like so many things I've seen you do and decisions you've made and everything, like with your kids' interests as a first priority, and like always protecting them, making decisions based around them. Just like the fierce mama lion.
I am. I'm very protective. So it was a scary thing talking about it. I was also worried like how the public would perceive me now that they know that, I'm a mother as well. Like I always fear of the judgment, I think, because I've had past sort of like issues with that. And so it's just seeing the amount of support that I had from everyone on there was just like so overwhelming. I was like, holy heck. Like it just felt so good to talk about it and say it from my view rather than what like people have said on the internet.
Speculation, yeah. And just like, you're in control of the narrative. When you don't tell anybody these things, you have the like fear of the unknown. Like how's it going to be perceived? What do people think of me? But now you know. And also anybody that is going to judge you for having kids isn't somebody that you need to worry about the opinion of.
Exactly.
Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind.
So do you think you'll ever have kids?
Right now it's not the right time of life, and I'm not with somebody that I want to have kids with. So I'm sticking with my vasectomy. But
yeah, I was going to say, how's the healing from all the vasectomy? Like everything.
Vasectomy was so easy. Literally.
Never had any scares or anything?
No. And the peace of mind I get, I leave it in, and it's just like, I've been with people that have had pregnancy scares and they tell me about it, and I'm like, months later I'll realize like, damn, that could have been mine.
Yeah.
Never crossed my mind thanks to the vasectomy.
Is it because it's like reversible, hey?
Generally, yeah. I asked the doctor before I got the procedure done, and he said he's never had a reversal fail, but there's a lot of factors involved, the type of vasectomy you get, how long it's been since you had it, but you still my body still makes sperm, just the tube that connects the sperm to the dick is cut.
Yeah.
So, like, worst case, I can do IVF. They can extract my sperm, plant the egg, that kind of thing.
It'd be crazy to think about, like, when you're at the point where you're like, okay, I'm going to reverse my vasectomy. Like, we'll still be talking then. And I'll be like,
sure.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you've come so long way.
I can see the day where I do have kids. Like, I haven't ruled it out. I'm 31, pretty young, Dudes have kids a lot older than that.
You still got so much life to live, I reckon.
I'm not in a rush, and I'm glad I'm not going to be in a position where I'm having like kids with somebody that I don't see a future with.
Totally.
So one day that may change. I think being a dad would be a lot of fun.
How do you navigate relationships in the industry?
It can be so tricky because I feel like there's 2 different versions of me. Like there's the me when I shoot with somebody professionally, and that's very much like my motto when I shoot is reciprocate, don't initiate. It can be entirely professional, like everything from the messages, like the initial messages reaching out to the shoot day. It can be as simple as like chatting like you and I are now, just sitting across the couch and like, all right, should we get to work, make a scene and go home? Like there's a very professional element to it.
Totally.
Whereas like when I date someone, we go and have a couple cocktails, little edamame on the table, little flirty hand touch.
It's nice when it's like not work, hey?
Yeah, it's
like,
so nice.
There's so much that goes into filming a scene, like, checking STD checks and like consent forms.
Some of it is like clinical.
Boundaries, like
it's
all of that.
It's surprisingly
is, like,
not sexy.
Puts you off, like the mood, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So then when I date someone, I feel like if I date someone and then I go to do a shoot, in their mind, they may expect me to be that flirty person that they met. Whereas in reality, I'm like locked in on work. It can be tricky to navigate, and I understand why people would get jealous and everything like that. But, I don't know. Like I said before, until I'm like with someone seriously and looking to settle down and everything, I'm just kind of taking it as it comes. If somebody finds my job to be a problem, then I guess we're just not compatible at that time.
Do your dates like recognize you or like know who you are?
These days, yeah. Like
I feel like you wouldn't be able to hide that. Like,
yeah, it used to happen every now and then. Like I go
because you're like on a Hinge or something, or you don't even bother with that anymore.
Yeah, I'm on Hinge, and
because I'm like your DMs will be packed. Like you probably don't even need to.
I can always tell when it's like a girl out of my league being flirty off the bat. I'm like, she knows who I am. There's no way. Yeah, but I mean, those like casual dates are really fun, and like I don't mind if they know who I am. Like if they come across as a fan, then I immediately just like I get the ick.
Yeah.
Like I don't want a fan asking me 100 industry questions and like, what's Kayla really like?
Yeah. Tell me the real Kayla.
You're here to talk about me. Okay, this is our date.
Yeah.
Should I invite Kayla?
Just call me up. I'll be there in a flash.
But yeah, no, dating's a lot of fun. Like I love going on little dates, being cutesy and getting to know people. But it is also nice having like, a regular person you see and you get intimate and familiar with and learn each other.
It just makes sense for work. It's like for me, like I couldn't imagine rushing into a relationship because I would hate to have someone being like, you can't do this, or you can't go and see this. And like, I wouldn't want to look back and be like, damn, I wish I, took that plane with that celebrity, but I couldn't because my deadbeat boyfriend said it, and then 6 months later he friggin' cheats on me anyway. So I was like, I should have just gone on that trip. You know what I mean?
The amount of girls in the industry that are like gorgeous, rich, famous, that like have some piece of shit boyfriend holding them back. I feel for them
so much. Like me and my like girls, we talk about this all the time. I'm like, she's so hot. Like, why is she with this deadbeat loser?
It's such
and he's probably taking all her money as well. Like, doesn't work at all. Like
100%. There's an archetype of like successful women getting deadbeat dudes.
Why is that?
I've seen
why
it.
Is that the way?
Not just girls, professional women. It's like they want this little like project they can fix.
What are your thoughts on like males that I've worked with? I've worked with some who, not you, but some who have like relied on penis injections to get hard for scenes.
Yeah, that's a serious thing in the industry.
It's a crazy thing.
Surprisingly common.
Dude, and it just like them up. Like they start from so young. And then
a lot of them don't know the risk factors involved with like
by the time they're 30, they like can't function at all. Yeah, or like they have heart problems, like but it's such a big thing in the industry.
Yeah, there's an injection you can get called Trimix, I believe it's called. And yeah, it's an injection you put in like just into the meat of it, I believe.
Yeah.
Some people you can see like they've got the holes around the base of it.
Where they've been.
Yeah, and essentially it makes you rock hard for 4 hours. And I've heard from girls that it's like they prefer people that don't use it because it makes them like painfully rock hard.
Yeah.
Like
I've worked with them before and they are rock solid.
Yeah, which is uncomfortable.
Like sometimes they can't get themselves down and they literally have to go to hospital to get
there's
like
a
drained.
second injection they get to get that dick taken down.
Yeah.
And luckily I've never seen it, I've never had to dabble with it or even consider
I feel
it.
like that would happen more on like, I guess, long day sets where you're shooting, say, a few scenes like 12 hours a day or whatever, and you just have to be constantly
doing, like,
hard.
Promotional pictures, and you got to stay hard for 20 minutes while they're getting pictures from every different position and angle like that. And that's, if that's part of the job and that's what you want to do, then that's understandable. You do what you got to do to get your paycheck. But I'm fortunate enough that like all the content I've made to date has just been collaboration. So it's me and the person I'm shooting with, generally like no camera person even, just us hanging out, getting a vibe for each other. We can get along really well, and then it just kind of flows. And like luckily, and I didn't know it was like uncommon at all, but my dick gets up and then we make a scene and it goes well.
And like it's just on your terms, whereas like, at a porn set and stuff, it would be a lot harder to like maintain that hardness.
There could be like a few people around, they're getting paid, so paychecks are on. It's your responsibility to get hard. People are there to do lighting and camera work and acting, and all this investment's gone into it. The pressure gets to you. Just having extra people in the room can make it more difficult.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I have used a couple times.
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe 3 or 4 times in total.
Yeah. How did your body react to that?
It's the strangest
It's like you're
thing.
such a healthy young chap. Like you don't need Viagra. Like.
Well, generally no, but like it's when I'm doing something for the first time. Generally, like my first.
Yeah.
Because like that's.
And it's obviously it was like a lot slower.
Yeah, I've got to stay hard for longer with less friction. It's a lot tighter to get in, so it's squeezing my dick, so it pushes the blood out of it. Like it's, and because I haven't done it before, and I knew I'd be nervous, I was like, I don't want to waste this girl's time and try and push rope for half an hour, like, and make her, like, hey, could you suck my dick for the next 10 minutes to get it up again? Like that's, it can be part of the job. It's never expected of the woman to do anything like that. If they do, it's polite, but. There's also a limit on that. Like, I'm not going to sit there.
Totally, you're not just going to
for 10 minutes getting a soft blowjob like that.
And there's guys that will definitely try and milk that.
For sure, 100%. Yeah. Like, and there's some women as well that don't do it, and you have to be prepared in that situation. Like, she may not, be open to fluffing, which is what it's called. Like, sucking soft dick. Like, she may not be open to that, and that's totally fine. I need to be prepared as a professional for that situation.
Totally.
So maybe go to a different room, watch porn, do whatever I have to do. But yeah, a couple times I've taken Viagra. It's, or maybe it's like a really big name shoot. And I know I'm going to be nervous for that. There was one.
I think, did you take it for Angela? I'm pretty sure you told me, you took it for Angela. I was like, so fair.
God, I was so nervous.
I would literally go soft around her. I'd just be like,
what
do I do?
I didn't even realize I was just pacing my apartment for like half an hour without realizing it. And then I was like, wait, I've been walking for half an hour. What am I doing? I had to sit down. And then I took a half of, it was a tiny amount. I think these pills are like 20 milligram. The doctor's ones are like if you get it prescribed from a doctor in Australia, it'll be 100. These are 20s, and I took a half of one. So like a tiny little bit, but I could feel like your face goes red because of the blood pressure. Yeah. And then I could feel the blood coursing around my head, nothing in my.
No!
We made
your head's just getting bigger and bigger.
It feels like you could pop your head with a pin. It's like pressure. Dang. And also because you're stressed and whatever, it's extra blood flow. And we started shooting the scene and still soft. And I'm starting to panic. And I'm holding the camera and Angela's coming up and she's such a professional. Like Angela is like team captain on the field.
I know. I've watched many of her videos.
Yeah, even behind the scenes, she is just like...
Oh, she's so lovely.
In command in the most polite way. She's the consummate professional on set.
She's a baddie. Anyway,
I don't think she even knows I took for that. I don't think I told her. But hi, Angela. But... So yeah, and then she starts, feeling up my leg, still soft. Takes my pants off, takes my jorts off. I wore jorts for the Angela White shoot.
Oh my God, you wore jorts.
Oh my God, what was I thinking?
Oh,
and then...
So you were such a baby back then.
Oh, I was like, yeah, she'll love jorts. She's Australian.
Oh, hell yeah.
Anyway, I get my pants off, still complete. Like it is... as soft as if I'm like out of a cold shower. And then, bless her, she puts it in her mouth and I started getting hard and I could literally feel the blood flowing out of my head.
Whoop, going down.
It was like this warm wave of blood flow down from my head to my dick. And I was just like, the relief, the blood flow, I was just like, oh my God.
You're like,
it's
hallelujah.
Working. Thank God. And then we went and won the AVN award for collab of the year off that shoot.
Did.
So I made the right decision.
Yeah,
but no, it's things like that where I know I'll be nervous. And like, that's my first shoot with Angela White. And then once I've done one, gotten to know her, I know I'll be comfortable.
You start getting more and more comfortable.
Yeah. So it's just things I'll be nervous about. I did like a 4-girl reverse gangbang and I was like, I'm going to be nervous because these girls are stunning and I'm just a dude. Like
I'm just a guy.
4 gorgeous women staring at me like blinking their eyes. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be nervous for that.
That would be insane.
But yeah, it's also a matter of knowing your body, staying relatively healthy and active, have your blood flow going well, know what gets you hard, what doesn't, what to avoid. I've tried to like Pavlovian condition myself as well. Like, like he rings the bell when he fed his dogs And then whenever he rang the bell, his dog would start drooling because they expect it to be fed. I'll have a sugar-free Red Bull and chew gum before I shoot.
That's your thing.
And then I'm trying to train my brain. I think it works.
You know.
Like when my brain gets the Red Bull and gum,
Like,
it
it's
knows
time.
like blood has to start flowing.
It's action time.
And I think it works. Maybe it's just like,
Yeah.
conditioning thing, but
It's just like a little ritual that like,
yeah.
even
Could-
like the
could be a
placebo
yeah.
effect, like
Probably is.
I mean, it works.
But it helps to
so-
have rituals. Like a lot of guys in the industry have little rituals they do, and listen to the music that'll get you in the right vibe for the shoot, things like that.
Yeah.
And then as well, just getting comfortable with the person you're shooting with, getting to know them, chatting for a while, so it's not
I
just
think
like
that's the most important
on.
thing as well. And I feel like, well, I know with me, like if I didn't vibe with someone like through message or like however we were talking, then like I probably wouldn't shoot with them. Like no matter who, if they like gave off a icky vibe, I'd be like, oh, I'll pass. It's not for me.
100%, yeah, and that's so fine. Like that's one of those things as well in the industry. Like anytime anybody doesn't want to shoot, it's like totally fine. Like no worries. Like if they give you a reason they don't want to shoot, great. If not, no worries at all, no drama. Like either they don't want to shoot with you, they had something come up in their personal life, and it's just like
Yeah.
if they want to tell you the reason, sure. I'm not a CSI detective. I'm not going to investigate why they cancelled.
Oh,
and
literally. Like at
should
the
I
end of
make
the
them feel
day,
bad?
like you're having sex with someone.
Yeah.
Like if they don't want to have sex with you, that's fine.
Yeah. Even though it's a job, it's still your bodily
Like
autonomy.
it's your 100%, it's your body, like your rules. You
Absolutely,
can
yeah.
cancel any minute. Like that's up to you.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever questioned a cancellation, at least not in the last couple of years.
Is there anything like about you that the internet would be surprised to know about that they don't know about you yet? This is a loaded question.
Now, don't cancel me for this, but
Here we go.
I went to an all-boys private school.
Oh my God! That would have been dangerous.
I know there's going to be people out there that are like, I knew he has that private school vibe. Like,
I feel like you don't though. Like I wouldn't have.
I
wouldn't
wasn't.
have.
I wasn't a good student. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, you hated it.
I mean, it was a great. School's great at instilling values and everything in a young man. Like, I really value the education I got and like the lessons I learned at school.
Was it toxic there though? Like, because I know a lot of those like all boy schools are like pretty toxic.
Not crazy. Like, I mean, there were a couple troublemakers in the grade for sure, but like there wasn't really like a school bully, and there wasn't like I had my group of lads I hung out with. We were little nerds. We called ourselves the Elite Boys. Like
Oh
we
my
started like
God.
1337 Elite Boys. We were just little geeks,
That's
and we
so
had a little
funny.
like did a thing. Nothing too toxic, really.
I actually went to an all girls school.
No way.
So magic.
Oh, I love that.
How random.
Yeah, but no, it was a good school. I actually ran into a couple of like recent graduates from the school.
Yes.
They were big fans.
Oh,
I was out
imagine.
at a bar in Brisbane, and these two, like, I'm 31, they were like 20 maybe, and they were like, is it true you went there? Like all the boys talk about it. They reckon you went there. And I was like, what?
Crazy.
Yeah. Maybe one day I'll give a little address at assembly.
Yeah, you should have like carved your name somewhere, like
I
Girthmaster.
should go back and do it. They won't let me on the grounds, I'm sure.
Yeah, no.
And like there's teachers there that were there when I was there, and the boys asked them about me and stuff,
Really?
which is a funny
shit.
legacy to have. Like,
You're like a legend at the school.
I thought the known people from my school would be like chemists and scientists and stuff. Turns out it's me.
It's because that
Yeah,
that big.
it opens doors.
Are there any like lessons you've learned like from like if there was something you could tell your younger self, like what would it be?
I don't know if I would, because like I've gotten to where I am without any major dramas. Like before I started the industry, I seemed to have already had like an understanding of what I needed to understand.
Yeah.
I was able to pick up and learn what I needed to learn, like how to use a camera, how to conduct myself during collabs and reach out to people, things like that, and set up my own kind of process of shooting. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like my operating procedures, if you will.
I feel like
Not really much I needed to know beforehand that I didn't learn kind of on the fly.
yeah, I feel like males like in the industry are like lucky in the fact that they like almost get praised for being in this type of work, but like women like they have the opposite
Absolutely.
effect. Like I don't know what it was like with your family. Like I'm pretty sure you had a pretty good like when you told them about it, they were pretty comfortable.
Yeah, good response from them, yeah.
Good response from them.
Yeah,
But
I was
then,
very
like,
lucky with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I spoke about this when Rolling Stone interviewed me. Like even like the headline of the article mentioned it, I'm pretty sure, and it was like because when I went viral, it was for that street interview I gave in Brisbane, and I mentioned it was like what do you do and how much do you make? And in the
Yes.
video I mentioned, I've been very lucky that my family loves it, but I know a lot of women in the industry that aren't as lucky, or something like that. I mentioned the difference with the way men and women are treated for doing the work. And so that was kind of a feature as well of the article that was about me going viral. And I got a chance to speak on that with Rolling Stone, which I'm pretty grateful for. And yeah, in the article, I called out Andrew Tate as well. What do you attribute this to? And I was like, the Andrew Tate type figures online.
Hell yeah.
And then I called him out on Twitter.
Have you seen that new series, like Adolescence?
No, I haven't yet. I want to watch it.
You need to watch it.
Yeah, the last few weeks I've been slammed.
I was just hooked on that.
Yeah, it looks really, really good.
Yeah, it's like good messaging. Like, I feel like it's so important to talk about now, especially like now that those like the mini Andrew Tates are becoming like bigger. Like, there's just so many that have stemmed from him.
I've got a cousin who's like, he's 17, just turned 18, but I was 17, I was chatting to him and he started mentioning Andrew Tate. And I was like,
crazy.
Straight away, I was like, get that
insane.
idiot out of your rotation.
Yeah.
Like, do not look at Andrew Tate as any kind of role model. See, my take on like Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson and people like that, like they start, I believe, with like this seed of a positive idea, right? Like Andrew Tate, like I haven't paid that much attention to him, but it's like he wants to make like men, he wants to encourage young men to become good men, like grown men, young boys to become good men. But then it becomes this thing where it's his business. And in the business of social media, engagement is how you make money.
Exactly.
So he's just doing whatever rage bait tactics he can to incite people. And that's, you get more views for rage bait than you do for positive content. So he's just profiting off inciting young men to become misogynistic and bitter people. And that Jordan Peterson as well, like he's a similar figure, like in that similar space. Started out, he's a Harvard psychologist, wrote a book that was really popular. And funnily enough, reading that book is what actually made me start doing porn. Because there's good message. Like, a lot of it's like, you've got to factor in the fact that he's a bit of a nerd writing this book. So a lot of it's like his nerdy like opinions. But there's a lot of like good messaging in there. And that helped me like make the jump to like doing full time, which I'm pretty sure he's anti, which is kind of funny. But then, his career becomes this like man giving young men advice. And it becomes the same type of like doing stuff for engagement. And like just...
Well, you see it all the
becomes
time
so
as well with like, some people in the industry, they'll just make rage bait content and they know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they know it's going to get the views. Like,
yeah, it's
and it
not
does.
good,
like,
I just think the effect of those people on like young men is not good at all. And like
it's working because like I know like I'm pretty sure this is like the first generation where like more younger men are much more conservative than the older generation.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's this like alt-right pipeline on the internet, YouTube, Twitter, whatever it is. It's just this like being fed to you, and it's like the algorithm suggests it without being prompted. And if you linger on that video of like, maybe I'll watch Ben Shapiro debate someone, the next day you're getting like red pill content, and it's like, and kids are impressionable. They don't know. They have no media literacy. They're just going to absorb whatever they're getting, and it has millions of impressions. So they're like, I'm not the only one. The internet's such a problem,
especially people that I feel like everyone now is becoming a lot more like online. More people are like on dating apps and things like that, and if they're like constantly getting, it's like harder to meet people. So if they're constantly getting rejected as well on like dating apps or whatever, they're more likely to be like, okay, well, women are the problem.
Yeah,
like they have to they blame something because they're just like not happy with their lives.
Yeah, and they get in their little like online silo. And they like other like-minded people that like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you couldn't find your like if you had these weird thoughts, the people around you in society would help like correct you a bit from being a weirdo.
Yeah.
Now you can go in your little echo chamber, talk to people that have the same delusions as you, and it's such a problem.
So you've just bought a house for your mum.
Mm-hmm.
What's your next goal? Like, do you have another goal in mind?
Yeah, it's so hard. Like setting goals for me, like in this line of work, has been hard because every time I set a goal, I feel like I achieve it way quicker than I expected.
Nice.
So I don't know. My ultimate goal really is
just winning, like all round. I didn't even need a set goal.
It's hard to win at life so often. I mean, like my ultimate goal is just to have like intrinsic happiness with my life, like where I'm at, what I'm doing, who I know, and I feel like I'm really getting there. Like I don't know, work on my impulse control. I like to feed the demon a little too much and, delay gratification a bit. But I don't know. I think I'd love to get my name further out there. What I've been working on a lot lately is expanding my like social media presence and like general marketability of my brand. And it's been going really well, you know, getting some mainstream attention, brand deals, things like that. Because ultimately, I don't know how long I want to keep making content for.
Yeah.
Could be 2 years, could be 10, could be 20 years. But I feel like there could be a day where I'm just kind of over it. I don't want to keep making tapes with people every week. I'd rather just take my foot off the gas and use this brand that I've built in Girthmaster to then make, you know, do media appearances or use my branding and my name as, you know, a launching point into a future career of some sort, at least just as something to do, like a hobby, an income stream coming in, you know, get myself to a point where I'm happy doing that, getting myself to a position where I can leave the industry happy and feel like I've achieved everything I've wanted to achieve and more, which, like, I'm not too far off really.
No,
but
I'm going to say, like, you've done it, baby.
Yeah, and if it gets to, we were talking about like relationships before, if I feel like the career is getting in the way of a relationship and I really want to be with somebody, then I can be with that person and not worry about, you know, having bills to pay and stuff like that.
I feel like things will just fall into place. Like, you're going to get so many opportunities come. Like, it's going to be crazy.
The amount of things in life
The
that have
amount
fallen
that's
into place.
changed in like the last couple years, you know, like.
Yeah, I'm the luckiest
just
guy
gonna
in the
get
world.
bigger and
Hey.
bigger.
Like, everything falls into place for me, like at my feet. I just got to keep taking opportunities as they come. And yeah, it's been great.
Yeah. I feel like I've been the same, really. Like, I've always, you know, taken every opportunity and it's just always done really well.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So nice chatting.
It's always nice catching up.
Yeah. No, we always have a good catch-up sesh.
For
and,
sure.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what the future holds for you.
Exciting stuff coming. Stuff I can't talk about yet, but coming soon.
Coming soon.
Maybe next episode we'll have a lot more to chat about.
Oh my gosh.
I'd say we will.
Next episode will have to be like the biggest debrief. Like, because so much would have changed in that time.
100%,
like,
yeah.
Crazy.
Can't wait.
Well, where can everyone find you? I feel like everyone already knows you. But just in case they don't know you.
I mean, if you Google Girthmaster, I'll pop up.
Just, Google Girthmaster.
Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, girthmaster.com.
Yeah, you've got
There's
the
an
same
extra
name.
R on the end of my name everywhere.
Yes.
I don't think I'm shadow banned too bad at the moment, so you should be
Yeah.
able to find me easily.
And be careful on dating apps because if he starts
Yeah.
talking to you, that's probably not Girthmaster.
Yeah,
It's probably a catfish.
If you think you're talking to me on a dating app, tell me to like a picture on your Instagram and I will or something. Like I'll verify it's me if you're concerned.
verify from the account itself,
Yeah.
for sure. I feel
No,
like if you were going to message someone, you would message from your account, you know?
Yeah,
Like, you're never
I got my
gonna-
dating app verified with like
Oh,
to prove the
wow.
pictures are real. So like,
good. Because
if-
I know
if
a
it's
lot
me,
of
it's
guys
me.
have that problem. Sure.
yeah. Well, thank you so much for having me. Much appreciated.
Bye.
Bye, guys.